Cosplayers, what's one cosplay you will never do again and why? My sis and I dressed up as Zatanna for a con. A guy asked to take our pictures together, our boobs accidentally touched and he outright moaned. Joke's on him, flat cheated so those boobs were filled with socks. Plague Doctor, the mask bent and the goggles fogged up. Fell way too many times. Pyramid Head. A whole slew of reasons ranging from it is very hard to move / see / eat / drink / literally anything, and this is the complaint with just the head. Now add in a skirt / dress like bottom and the sword. It is very uncomfortable to walk, hard to sit down, and if the weather makes a slight turn to cold you really have no way to put something on that doesn't look completely ridiculous. M. Bison. My costume caught on fire going too near a heat source, and severely burned my legs, lower back, and butt. I tried 3D printing an entire Iron Man armor. Took forever to get just the arms and they looked terrible. Edit, Velp, this took off. If anyone comes across my post, this is what the final product looks like. I should point out that the forearms on the left of the last picture are glued together, so that's the final product. You core any Shinigami in Death Note because it was a lot of work for people to just think you were from Kiss. One year I did Pinata. It was fun as hell, but it was a layer of fabric, a layer of EVA foam, and then all the fabric on top. It was absolutely fucking roasting and next to impossible to see. Not exactly cosplay, but I went to a Halloween party as Waldo once. Terrible idea, everyone wants you hiding in the back of their photos, and you hear "ha I found you" at least 800 times. Never again. Professor Rex, the only reason I chose it was because I had torn my LCL and still wanted to attend the event, so I rented a wheelchair so I could get around the event. So many people came up and sat in my lap thinking I was just cosplaying as him. Thank goodness my friend's parents lived close and we went and grabbed ice packs that we threw on my knee so people would quit doing it. Creeper for Minecraft for Halloween. I decided to not cut armholes because creepers have none. Also the costume went over my legs and I had limited mobility. Slenderman. I got really into the craze back in the day, being a 6'3" skinny dude, and I thought of myself highly for having been a Marble Hornets fan car before the game was ever released. The issue is that I have a big head / nose, so through the morph suit you just see all my features, including my dark brown hair and smooshed nose. I ended up having a sore nose for days, and the soles of my morph suit were extremely darkened from walking around in platform boots for hours on end. Daft Punk. I decided to use a privacy screen as the screen part and couldn't see more than about 3 feet in front of me at certain mathematically significant angles and 0 degrees in other angles. Rorschach. I saw almost nothing under that mask and couldn't enjoy anything. Dr. Roxo. Nobody wants to see that. Kukukuya. Real reason is while fun I have no place to put anything, no pockets, nowhere to store cash ID, and if it's cold, forget about it. Also, seriously, nobody wants to see that. I kept it screen accurate. No kid-friendly steps. And I wore it to age-appropriate events. Edit, okay, I may bring it out this coming year, seems like there'd be enough of a positive response to warrant it. Goku. Back in college I had long curly hair, and a girl who was amused by it straightened it and used hairspray to get it to stick straight up. Then I used black spray on it, though it was so big, I would have been better off going Super Saiyan. After college I chopped my hair, so impossible to do it justice again. Graffiti skin tracer from Overwatch. Paint kept transferring from the gas mask onto my face and my mask was literally dripping water from my breathing. It was hot and stuffy and gross. Edit, I don't know how to add pics on mobile, lame I know, but I'm pretty sure I have some far enough down my Instagram feed at burnt_waffles_cosplay. One of the 300. I'll never be in that kind of shape again. I dressed up as Robot Unicorn from the Flash game and got hit on by 5 French guys. I'm a straight guy. Also glitter everywhere. TDKR Bane. I'm a bodybuilder and have a shaved head, so why not? Couldn't breathe. My lungs didn't care who I was until I took off the mask. Recruit from Rainbow Six Siege. Everyone thought I was a terrorist and had to leave. Faye Valentine for Cowboy Bebop. Not because of awkward guy comments, but because of other lady cosplayers that would come up to me and talk about how Faye is a good starter cosplay because I guess it's not intricate enough. I got tired of the condescension. Stormtrooper. It was custom made to fit me and I was so uncomfortable in it. It was hot and I couldn't see. I also would be lucky if I came out of it without cutting myself. Darth Vader. Wore it for years in 2-hour stints. Vision is awful and zero skin is shown anywhere, so it's hot. Real hot. Lots of wiring for lights and sound mean there's always something that can, and does, go wrong. Lots of kids coming up and randomly pressing buttons on the chest. Plus the cape is hard to control. Now I keep him permanently displayed on a 6 feet 5 inches mannequin. Edit, clarified that this is not the wrestler by adding Darth. I use a wheelchair and I was a Dalek 1 year. It was very popular and I had a lot of people wanting pictures, but I couldn't fit through doorways and kept hitting people. Edit, THX for the gold, even though you seem like a bot. Edit 2, here are the only 2 pictures I could find, picture 1, picture 2. It was huge because my wheelchair was huge and it had to fit around all the parts of it, then taper up to be thinner at the top. It was a very fun craft project that took a lot of manpower and time, but in hindsight using cardboard was not the wisest idea because the second any moisture got on it, it lost a lot of its stiffness. Live and learn. I did a One Punch Man cosplay at Comic Con, I shit you not, about an hour in a guy that was playing one of the enemy characters from the first season. I believe the leader of the aliens that invaded on that huge ship, came sprinting down the walkway and punched me square in the stomach as hard as he could. I unconsciously tensed my muscles up so that absorbed a lot of the impact, but if though it looks like I was fine, I felt like both my lungs had collapsed and about 3 ribs punctured my stomach. Princess Zelda. I got a lot of compliments, but also an uncomfortable number of guys kept trying to flirt with me. Might have been even weirder if I wasn't a straight dude. I once went to a Halo convention as Church, from Red vs. Blue. Midway through the con, I had one of my friends pretend to kill me. I felt so bad for him, because everyone was screaming at him, "You killed Church, you team killing fucktard. If I ever do it again, I'll claim to be Epsilon instead." Lucy Hartfilia from Fairy Tale. So, the costume itself wasn't the problem, it's pretty simple to be fair, but it had other issues. Firstly, I have small boobs and the character doesn't. The amount of people that mentioned this was unreal. Secondly, the character wears a very short skirt. I had a few older men follow me and harass me because I was wearing it. Also, it was mid-October in the north of Scotland, so it was freezing cold. Edit clarity. Edit 2, thank you all for showing support and our own experiences. You are a good bunch. Lord Business from the Lego Movie. Or actually any Lego character for that matter. The head was too heavy, and I could barely move. Edit, okay, wow. I didn't quite expect this comment to get as much attention. But thank you for the gold. Smile. Snow White. I wore it to a major comic convention and people would not let me walk. Parents were literally shoving their children into my arms and making me take pictures with their kids. Kids were flocking to me, only nice part, and parents were pushing each other around to take a pic with me and their child first. I was trying to take the shuttle to the convention and I had a small crowd around me that would barely shift so I could get into the shuttle. My boyfriend at the time had to literally yank me and run away into the shuttle because we almost missed it. The same thing proceeded to happen in the shuttle, off the shuttle and attempting to walk to the convention, and at the convention. After 2 more hours of this I demanded we go back to the hotel so I could change and actually enjoy the convention. The worst part was people shouting, "It's Cinderella. It's Sleeping Beauty. No, people know I'm Snow White, dang it." No face from Spirited Away. At least not in public. I was accused of racism, asked to leave the subway, then taken aside by a very angry subway security employee and had to frantically find a photo of No Face to show him to avoid more trouble. In fairness, he then was very concerned and helpful and advised me to take the costume off before I got myself beaten up by someone. My hometown has a very big Arabic population, so I can see why they thought I was being an asshole, what with the black cloak, black paint on my arms and the gold-painted pebbles in my hands. Literally any kid's character. Parents need to control their children at cons. The number of times I've had kids pull at capes or sneeze on my cosplay or whatever is infuriating. Out of all of the cosplays I've made, the most awkward is definitely Elma from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I've always worn her to summer cons and my horn would fall off every time, but the worst time was when it literally broke off and left residual model magic on my forehead. Also, the fabric I used for the tail stained my ass blue, thanks Yaya Han. Sailor Moon. I felt beautiful and powerful, but the groping and upskirt pics, they think they're so sly, were repugnant. Edit, blush, thanks for all the kind words and sympathy. I don't have any fantastic pics, but this captures most of the details. Shadow the Hedgehog. It was a mistake and I don't think I need to explain further. Edit, thanks for the gold. And no, I didn't do blackface for those wondering. Edna, from The Incredibles. I am a short gothic lady and at the time had the same haircut as her. Went as her for a Halloween party and it's my nickname ever since, especially when I'm angry. I fucking hate it. Edit, my first popular comment is about my nickname and I'm freaking out. Also, I hate it because I also see the similarities between us and it makes me mad because I wanted to be Violet when the movie came out. Thanks Reddit. I dressed up in a pun costume that was a mix between Inspector Gadget and a go-go dancer. I was Go-Go Gadget. I had neon fishnets, string lights in my trench coat, light-up glasses, and all these other rave gadgets. I wouldn't do it again, because wearing heelys for hours tore up my feet. Edit, holy shit, this blew up. I went to work and came back to all this. Most of you want to see the costume. I didn't get many pictures, but here's a decent one.